So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a sudden awakening that I've had. And a lot of it stems from my travels to California. For the longest time, I've always wanted to be independent. I've always wanted to be in a situation where I had to make decisions alone and couldn't really rely on anybody. So I forced myself to do that by traveling to Southern California by myself, driving. It was rough driving, 22 plus hours, but it was possible, and it was all because I took the initiative to do it. I was courageous about it. I didn't let fear take hold of that decision. So that's one thing that I'm figuring out. And once I got back, I realized that when you're passionate about something and when you find that purpose in your life, you become hungry for it. There's nothing that can break you. There are moments where I get really discouraged in what I do and I'm not sure how it's going to work out. But that's when I have true faith that the universe or God or the higher power, whatever you believe in, is going to take care of you. And it starts with you having faith and truly believing and showing that respect. I was in a situation my last day in California. I was terrified. I was down to $7 and that's all I had for gas, and didn't really have any food. I didn't have a place to stay. I mean, I did, but it wasn't the most comfortable place. It wasn't where I wanted to be. So I was crying and I thought, this is it. I'm gonna be living in my car in Southern California. And I sat there and I thought, no, I'm not gonna be stuck here. No, I'm not gonna let that happen. And as much as I didn't want to, out of fear, was to set up at Venice Beach. I knew that's what I needed to do, but I didn't want to. But, sometimes what we want isn't what we need. And I took the courage and I went and set up shop. And I knew the exact amount that I needed. And I sat there and I was like, listen, universe, I need this amount of money, this exact amount of money to get back home. And so I set up shop, made $50. And I was like, okay, this is good. This is $50 more than what I had. I was very optimistic about it, remained positive. And so I walked about half a mile by myself, carrying everything. I mean, my table, my chair, all of my materials on my backpack, which weighs like 50 pounds. And I walked, set up shop. Afterwards, I was so tired walking back to my car. I mean, I was exhausted, my arms were throbbing, it was hot. So I set my stuff down and I leaned it against the trash can. And I looked down at my phone, and then I seen the corner of my eye, right in front of my feet, was $20. And I'm just kind of looking around and I'm like, what? How did nobody else see this? There were so many people around, and I picked it up and grabbed my things and just kept going. I kept walking. I got to my car and I sat there and I chuckled, and I just thought, the universe, I knew at that moment God was shaking his head and just saying, Julia, you just gotta trust in me. You gotta have faith. And man, after that, I really was woken up, and I was really shown that when you have faith and you manifest something and you know the details and you put it out there that this is what I need, and you really start to become intuitive to what path. I mean, it leads you to where you need to be in order to gain that. But you have to want it. I mean, you have to be hungry for it, you know? And in that moment I didn't want to be stuck in LA. I was terrified. And I sat there and I said that I needed $65 for gas in order to get back home. And I received 70. And I found 20 on the ground. I mean, that's what I needed. And ended up going over to a friend's house. His grandparents had invited me over for dinner, and it was really sweet because I didn't get to spend time with my family for Thanksgiving because I was, 1,500 miles away from home, and they invited me over for Thanksgiving dinner, which was very sweet. It was very sweet, but I ended up making more sales over there. With his family members, they were loving it. They were obsessed. They wanted it all, but I ended up making, another $70 being there. And at the end of dinner, my friend's cousin had offered for me to stay with her and her husband for the night. Sabrina, I fucking love you. Yeah. So she invited me to come over and sleep on her couch, which was amazing. Compared to sleeping on a hardwood floor, it was like clouds, for real. I passed out as soon as I laid down. So I was blessed with that. I was getting ready to leave for California the next morning. I had $140. I had a couch to sleep on. And not just that, but Sabrina and her husband offered generously, just straight out of love, to pay for my motel in Gallup, New Mexico, which was my halfway stopping point on my way back home. And I wasn't expecting it, but I knew I had faith that everything was going to work out. I didn't have any doubt. There was a moment where I got really discouraged. I broke down. I was freaking out, but then I stopped and I thought, no, not today. I'm gonna make it through this. And that gave me the momentum and the drive, and I went out and did my thing. I followed my intuition, and it led me to success because I believed it. And I'm telling you, a year ago, I was not this person. I was not this courageous. I was not this faithful. I worried about everything, and it just was not good for me, and it put me in really bad situations. It allowed me to have very toxic relationships in my life. And one thing that I love Les Brown, he is an inspiration to me. He is what really motivates me every day. I learn so much from him. But one thing that he said was, you cannot have big dreams and a small life. And one thing, and what I take from that is, you really have to expand your life. I mean, you have to grow in order to achieve those big dreams. You have to believe in them. And that's one thing about traveling that what I want to do in my purpose, I have to expand. And the more that I go out and I experience new things, and now that I've seen Southern California and New Mexico and Arizona, I mean, that is my purpose. My purpose is to travel and to see the world and to meet new people and to inspire and motivate them. I mean, that was one of the most fulfilling moments of my life. And I want to continue to do that. I don't know where you're at right now watching this video, but I do know that I've been there. I've been through a lot of things that have broken me. I mean, I did stupid things. I was reckless. I was a lot of self-harm, a lot of self-hate. I hurt a lot of people in my life. I disappointed a lot of people in my life. But the thing is, I look back on those things and I don't let them eat at me. I don't look down on those things. I don't regret anything, but I use them as fuel, as a lesson to do things differently. The thing is, if you keep hitting that wall, and you don't give up, you will eventually knock it down. You just get stronger too. And I love it. I love it. So I encourage you today to really just wake up. First thing when you wake up, just think, if I was on my deathbed today, what would be just one thing? What would be one thing that I wish I would have done? And as you wake up every day, do those things. Build the momentum for it. And when you have the momentum, just do it then. Because then you'll have no regret. But don't be on your deathbed wishing you would have lived the life that you deserve, the life that was meant for you. Because your life, your purpose is meant for you specifically, and nobody else can live that. And it's very important that you figure that out. Take time for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes, for yourself, and meditate on that. Figure out what it is that is your purpose, something that makes you truly happy, and become hungry for it. So, that's my story. I really hope that I spoke to somebody. If any of you guys ever need encouragement or motivation, please come to me. I'm very new at this. I'm still learning new things every day, but I am so willing to listen to all of you and motivate you in any way that I can. So, thank you for watching.